Hey everyone, welcome back. Math 6, 8.2. Today we're talking about surface area of prisms. So more specifically than that, we're going to be talking about nets today. And we are not going to be talking about these kinds of nets. We're going to be talking about these kinds of nets over here. So forget about him. Alright, so what's a net? It's really just a 2D or two-dimensional representation of a polyhedra, right? So remember we have examples of polyhedra here. These three-dimensional solids, right? You have a triangular pyramid, right? Okay, so we have all sorts of different examples. But what we're going to do is we're going to represent these 3D polyhedra in 2 dimensions by using what's called a net. So the first thing we're going to do with this example is actually draw the net. So what do I mean by draw the net? Well, what we're going to do is basically pretend we have a bunch of, like a pair of scissors, and we're going to make a ton of cuts. And what we want to do is basically cut along almost all the edges and then unfold the figure. So what I like to do when I draw a net is I like to draw the base first. And if I can't see the base, what I'll kind of do is sketch it in, because I know that back here we have an edge coming down. Okay, this is a rectangular prism. We would have an edge going that way, and then we'd have an edge connecting over there. Okay, so I kind of draw that in. So all of a sudden I can see my base. Now, because we're looking at it kind of from an angle, it doesn't look like it, but it's if this was a homework problem, it would say draw the net of the rectangular prism. So we would know that the bases are rectangular. So the bottom's going to be a rectangle. Now, what do I know about that rectangle? Well, I know that this is going to be 4 centimeters. And I know that this edge right here corresponds to this edge here, and it's going to be 6 centimeters, right? Okay, and then, what else? If I took this and I cut, and so, I think I can draw the front, but it's going to go kind of right here. And I already know this dimension is 4, but this dimension here is going to be whatever that was, right? Because if you picture this as like some kind of a door or a wall that falls down this way, the 3 would all of a sudden be right there. And back here, this face is going to match that front one. So that's a 4 there, and that's a 3 there as well. Now, what else do we have? What are these sides, right? So this side kind of went and fell over. So sketch that in there kind of like that. Let's use blue here instead. And so what do we know about that? Well, that would also be 3. Okay, right there. And we already know the length of that is going to be 6, because if that's 6 there, then that's 6 there also. Okay, so I didn't really have to draw it twice, but it's fine. And then we have a match on the other side, right? That would be that right there. It's going to be put over here. Also 6, and again 3. We could put another 3 there. We put another one there. We could put another one there. Okay, so that's it, right? We forgot about something. What's that? The top. Okay. Well, the top here is going to match the what? It's going to match the bottom, right? Because it's a rectangular prism. And so if that's a 4 by 6 there, we're going to have another 4 by 6. But the question is, where does it go? Well, the answer is there's options, okay? Generally, what we do is draw it on the left or the right, okay? And so it's going to match. That's going to be a 4, and that's going to be a 6 there. But I could have drawn it there and done 6 and 4 there if I wanted, or I could have done it, over here or over there if I want. But you can only do it once, so pick where you want to put it and put it there. All right, so that is our net. So what is step 2? We're going to calculate the surface area. And we drew the net so that we can do that more easily. What's the surface area? It's just the sum of all the areas that are of all the faces. So we're going to find the area of each face, add them all up, and that will be our surface area. All right, so I think the best way to do this is just take it one by one. So let's go here and calculate the surface area of this face. So it's a 6 by 3, and it's a rectangle, and so that's going to be 18. And because of crowding things, I'm not going to add the centimeters or centimeters squared to the end. I'll just kind of circle it. Okay, so 18 there. Well, guess what? We have another 3 by 6, and it's this one here. So what's his surface area, or his area? It's 18 as well. Okay, now this one here is a 6 by 4, and 6 times 4 is 24 centimeters squared. Oh, our bottom right here was also 6 by 4, so that's 24 centimeters squared again. And then here we've got a 4 by 3 and a 4 by 3. Both of those are going to be 12 centimeters squared. 4 times 3, right? And 12 again. And so, like I said, we can just add them all up, right? So 8 and 8 is 16, and then the 4 and 4 is an 8. So 16 plus 8, so there's your 24, plus a 2, plus a 2, so that's plus a 4, so that's a 28. So carry the 2, 8. And then we've got 2, 1, 2, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like 108 centimeters squared. That is the surface area of that rectangular prism. Alright, so what I want you to do is pause the video, give this one a shot, draw the net, calculate the surface area, and let's see how you do. Alright, so I went ahead and drew what was the bottom. Okay, it was a 4 by 10 rectangle. And then I'm going to draw the two different sides. So that one right there is going to come first. I'll put that over here. And let's see, so that was going to have, let's see, a length of 10. And then that is actually going to be 3.5 there. Why? Because if that's 3.5 there, then so is that. So I could draw it back there if I want. I don't have to. I'm going to not because I don't want to crowd things up too much. And then I got an identical one on the other side. And so again, another 3.5 and a 10. And then I got the front and the back. So that's a 4 by 5. Okay, and I've already got the 4, so I just need to sketch that triangle in with a height of 5. And then I got the same thing on the back side. Okay, that's 4, and we know the height's 5. So again, calculate the areas separately. So let's do 10 times 3.5. Well, that's really easy because anything times 10, move the decimal, 35, and these are just units, so units squared. 4 by 10, 40 units squared. 3.5 times 10 again, another 35 units squared. Now, our triangles. I've got a 4 by 5 triangle, so that's 4 times 5, right? 20. Wrong, because triangles are half what? Rectangle. So I need to take my 4 times 5 and divide by 2. So that's 20 divided by 2, so that's 10. And then same thing up here. I should have done that in blue. 10. Shame on me. 10. All right, last step, just add them all together, right? Okay, so I can simplify things a little bit here and call that a 70, and I can call that a 20. And so I've got a 40 plus a 70 plus a 20. So look, I got all zeros. That's nice. And then 4 and 7, so that's 11, 1, 2, 130, and then we'll call it units squared. That is the surface area. Alright, y'all, that's all there really is to it. We're going to do a lot more of this in class, so it's pretty simple. Just got to practice, got to make sure, we divide our triangle, base and height by 2. Little things like that, got to keep straight to be successful, but I think you guys are going to do just great. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you in class.